Valve, this is not going to help my backlog. Hey everybody, welcome back to Linux for Everyone and welcome home. I hope that you are making some good progress on your backlog because Valve has no intention of starving you for games. Within 1 month of launching, the Steam Deck has hit an incredible milestone: 2,007 verified and playable titles. And there's so much interesting data around this number. Notably, 81 of those 2,000 plus games were released for PC just this year. Some of those, of course, are standouts that include God of War, Core Keeper, Tunic, Elden Ring, and Death Stranding Director's Cut. And more than half of those 2,000 plus games are titles that were released after 2019, so there is a healthy variety of fresh content. Now this data, of course, comes courtesy of SteamDB, which I have to confess to frantically refreshing multiple times per day. The site doubles as another way to track the Steam Deck verified games that are already in your personal library. So it's neat because I can drill down and see which roguelike games I own that are playable on deck and that released after 2021. And by the way, those are Vampire Survivors, Deathloop, Tribes of Midgard, and Gunfire Reborn. Very cool. It's worth mentioning here that your favorite games might be perfectly playable even if Valve hasn't tagged them as such. And in many cases, even if Valve has deemed them unplayable. ProtonDB.com is a useful site to check Steam Deck playability, as they've recently added dedicated Steam Deck reports, so make sure to submit yours. Obviously, there exists the potential for thousands more games to be added to this list of playable titles if you bring emulators into the equation. For all my enthusiasm about this ever-expanding library, Valve's Deck Verified program is not without its faults. Take Vampire Survivors, for example. You guys saw me stream that a couple weeks ago. I have spent a lot of time playing that, and as a verified game, it should run flawlessly. But Valve's testing program clearly has not reached the late stage action of Vampire Survivors, because after about 22 to 24 minutes, there's so much activity on screen that the frame rate consistently plummets to single digits. And this can spell certain death, which is far from the experience that you want to have. As our friend Gaming on Linux reports, there are at least a dozen more games like this, and these include Doom from 2016 as well as Hitman. Both are verified titles that don't recognize gamepad input. Elsewhere, you've got titles like Sonic Generations that also drops to single-digit frame rates, and Call of Juarez Gunslinger has videos that won't properly play. This is probably one of the reasons why Valve has wisely added a user feedback system to the Steam Deck, letting gamers opt in to providing feedback after they've played a game. I was recently asked about my experience with The Witcher 3. So guys, don't hesitate to hit those blue buttons, and while you're hitting buttons, hit the like button on this video and maybe the subscribe button too. Seriously though, the more data that Valve has, the better the experience for all Steam Deck owners. Now, Valve has promised that they're going to test all, 50,000 plus games in the Steam library, and every month, that list just gets larger and larger, like hundreds of games are coming out every month. So I'm curious, do you think that we might hit 5,000 titles by the end of 2022? All I know is that I already have enough games in my backlog playable on Steam Deck to last me for years, so I appreciate Valve's efforts, but they could slow down a little bit. That's all I've got for you today. This was just a very awesome milestone that I wanted to report on. I will be back with more Steam Deck goodness. In the meantime, check out GamingOnLinux.com because Liam is an animal and he's reporting on everything. Until we chat again, you guys take care and take care of each other. See ya.